Hi, everyone. Thanks for watching today, Fixing Vulns live in the IDE plugin made easy. We have Daniel about to walk us through this. He's a senior solutions engineer here at Snyk and a former cybersecurity engineer. So I'll pass the mic over to him.
Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. Really excited to show you a little bit more about the IDE plugin and how your developers can use it real time to fix vulnerabilities here. So in this presentation, I'll show you exactly how to get started with the IDE plugin, how to install it, how to get started. And then I'll show you the actual vulnerabilities and what they look like, and then of course, how to fix them. So first and foremost, we're in Visual Studio Code right now. In Visual Studio Code, very simple installation process. On the left-hand side, we can click on extensions. I've already searched up Snyk right here, but you can also go directly to the Azure or Microsoft Marketplace and install the Snyk plugin, or very simple, just look up Snyk. It'll be the first result at the top. You can click install and you're good to go. When you click install, you will be prompted to log in with your Snyk account. So you can either use a free Snyk account, or if you're an existing customer, you can use your existing environment and point the login directly to that environment. Once you do that, you'll be greeted with this little Snyk icon and the vulnerability results once you click the play button to kick off a scan. So of course, once you kick off the scan, you'll be greeted with Snyk open source results at the top of the screen. So your SCA, software composition analysis results, looking at those third-party dependencies. And then lower down, code security or Snyk code, or really your first-party code SAST results. Today, we're going to look specifically at Snyk open source fixes right here. I already have a critical vulnerability opened up. We'll look at this together today. It is ADM zip 0.4.7, critical vulnerability. And on the right-hand side, we have vulnerability information that you can actually look at to understand the in-depth mechanics of how to fix a vulnerability. So very simply, at the top of the screen, you notice we have security information for CWE, CVE, and CVSS scoring. So very standard for the security industry. We can look at these database links. It'll link directly out to that standardized database and get a little bit better information and understanding on what that vulnerability may mean for your particular environment. But something very unique, very special. We have a link out here to the Snyk vulnerability database. So Snyk does maintain its own database with our security intelligence team. You can click on this database link at any time. You'll be taken to that database, and you'll be able to see different types of context or information that the Snyk intelligence team has put in the database to help inform context to this particular vulnerability and see if you may be actually impacted by the vulnerability. Lower down, as you can see as well, we have information on the vulnerable modules. So in this case, ADM zip is the vulnerable package, and the developer here has introduced it on version 0.4.7. Snyk is recommending a fix to 0.4.11, very small version upgrade that helps you fix that vulnerability very quickly here. So naturally, we're going to recommend that fix to 0.4.11, and we're going to tell you the detailed paths to remediation, or really exactly how that package was introduced into your workflow. So in this case, we go from goof down to this particular package, and recommending that upgrade once again to 0.4.11. Lower down, we also give some learning insights. So for example, we have an overview of what the actual ADM zip package and vulnerability may mean, and then details on the actual context, particular mechanics of the vulnerability, sometimes how it may be leveraged against your company. Also, lower down, to really hit it home, we have the remediation advice in plain English, of course, and references to any particular commit or history of the vulnerability that may help inform how you fix a particular vulnerability, or in this case, a specific vulnerability for this package. So now that we understand how to fix a vulnerability, now we can actually fix the vulnerability. So lower down, I have my terminal open right here. Generally, with Snyk for open source packages, we recommend leveraging your package manager for best practices so that you can update the manifest file accordingly and fix vulnerabilities. So in this case, this is a JavaScript project using npm as our package manager. So I'm going to use npm install and then follow Snyk's advice to fix this vulnerability. So right here, we can type npm install. Very simple. We scroll back up to the top. We copy the fix that Snyk has, hit enter, and we're done. So now npm is going to install the safer package version directly into this particular project. Then all we have to do, very simple, rescan the project, It's going to rerun both that Snyk code scan and that Snyk open source scan. You may also notice this is going to be a very quick scan, very powerful and very useful for developers in particular. While it's running this scan, you may notice when the vulnerability results pop up here, now the ADM zip 0.4.7 critical vulnerability has been fixed, and we're good to go here. We've completely fixed this particular critical vulnerability. So now you can imagine a lot of the times when we talk about Snyk, we talk about shifting left. This is very powerful and very preemptive, right? Very shift left in your developer methodology. Before developers have even committed code to your repository, they've immediately fixed it live on their local machine. Of course, Visual Studio Code is not the only plugin that we offer. We also offer a plugin native to things like IntelliJ, right, the JetBrains suite. I'll show you what that looks like live here. I'm going to briefly reset my environment to introduce the vulnerability back. And then we'll scroll over to IntelliJ. I'm going to briefly rerun a scan here because we did make changes to the environment. And as you can see right over here, we do have information on ADM zip on the right-hand side with all the same information that we saw from the VS Code plugin, of course, naturally running the exact same scan on the exact same project. So we're going to get the exact same types of information. With ADM zip on the right-hand side, of course, we have those standardized database links. We also have the vulnerable module information as you saw, and you can run the exact same command, npm install, right, or really any of your package manager installation commands to fix the vulnerability live directly here in the plugin. We give you the exact same learning insights as well. So regardless of where your developers are living, whether that be Visual Studio Code or let's say IntelliJ, even Visual Studio, right, these different IDE plugin environments, we'll be able to support them regardless here. Scrolling down, we give the same remediation advice and the references to, in this case, the GitHub commit and the package history for this advisory information. So I hope you all enjoyed that particular presentation. If you have any questions, of course, feel free to reach out to your account team, and good to go.
Thank you, Daniel. And yeah, you can find more technical sessions on snyk.io/events. So thanks, everyone.